Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Sideline Banter. I am your host, Cooper Pose. Join with me, as always, Weston Murphy. Weston, how you doing tonight on this fine Wednesday evening? Had some tech difficulties.
Hey,
we're finally going.
We're working through it here.
We're finally
for sure.
going.
I mean, I'm ready to go. I mean, we had some great football this past weekend, and I'm excited to talk about it, that's for sure. So.
Yes, I'm very excited to talk about it as well. We also do have a third mic.
Yeah.
We have a third mic tonight.
Improvements to the show, baby.
Improvements to the show. Spence, let the people hear your voice, huh?
New character unlocked.
New character unlocked. You know what, Spence? Let the people see you. Let the people see you. Hey, Big Spence.
Let's go.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. A lot of great football. A lot of great comebacks this weekend.
Yeah, crazy ones that we've never really seen before.
We've never really. This is the first time I think it's said in like a couple decades that the NFL had this many comebacks in one weekend.
A loaded week of dramatics.
Yeah, loaded week of dramatics, like you said. A lot of really good stuff to pick up on. But before we jump into the topics of conversation,
it's always about them socials, baby.
@_sideline banter on
that.
Instagram and Twitter, and we have a special announcement.
Oh yeah,
Weston, would you like to let the people know?
As of literally maybe 30 minutes ago, Spence also unlocked the ability to upload to Spotify as well as Apple Music. So
we're official.
Hey,
I canceled my SoundCloud subscription as of about 30 minutes ago.
We're back, and we're back big time. We're up.
So yeah, the other Sideline Banter that's on Apple Music and
coming
Spotify,
for you.
You better fucking watch out.
Yeah, that's right.
Because we're the Sideline Banter.
So now if you guys, feel the need not to look at Cooper while you listen, just go ahead and open up the Apple Music, the Spotify, and you guys can get cracking on.
Wait, what's wrong with me? What did I do?
Hey,
is it because I've
sometimes personal preference? We're just taking the people into account. Give the fans what they want. We hear you out there.
I guess, yeah. You're right. But hey, you know what? Let's jump right into it, huh?
Let's jump right into it.
We had a lot of really, really, really fun games to watch this weekend, and
you guys like that?
Let's get it out of the way.
Last week I was down, but now we're up.
Let's get it out of the way. Anything
I don't
else?
see Coop have any shit on.
My fucking terrible towel's right here. I'm repping all day, every day.
He didn't put that shit on because his team lost. My bad. Hey, bitch, dab. Shout out Cam Newton.
Damn, I did low-key hit that dab. That was not on purpose. But
no, it was.
Probably the most exciting game, I think, of the weekend definitely was the Miami Ravens game.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Whenever Lamar goes back to Miami, it's loaded.
No doubt. It really is, honestly. Whenever Miami
it's always like
the Ravens play, it's an exciting game of some sort.
Yeah, people get up for that game.
There's always something that comes out of that game. And there was a lot that came out. There's a lot to digest, I feel like, from this game.
For sure.
First of all, Lamar looked incredible, back to MVP form, in my opinion. I think he probably is. You could say I don't want to say he's the dark horse to win MVP, but he's probably the sleeper right now, I think, to win MVP.
Which is crazy that you could even consider him a dark horse after already winning the award, but
Oh, no, I agree with you. I feel like there's just a lot of candidates this year that people are looking at.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you could even talk about Jalen Hurts possibly being another dark horse.
Josh Allen's a clear-cut favorite at this point. It's going to be hard to take.
He is a clear-cut favorite for sure, but yeah, Lamar looked great, absolutely great. 318 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. He had 119 yards on the ground, a 75-yard touchdown run. He has the longest touchdown pass and the longest touchdown run of the season so far, which is pretty incredible.
I did see that. And he got Bateman working, which is pretty impressive. 4 receptions, 108 yards, a touchdown. Let's go.
Which was a guy that me and you had actually, were a little interested on how he was going to be this year, considering that Lamar's had kind of, I don't want to say bad luck with receivers, but, receivers haven't really seemed to work in their system as of lately. Hollywood Brown had his success for a little bit, but.
Yeah, that's why I was interested with Hollywood Brown's departure. You had to believe that the Ravens were banking on the fact that Bateman could step up and be a true number one now. Mm-hmm. So it is kind of nice to see him go out there and have himself a little dig, pick up some confidence. Obviously, they didn't end up getting out of there with the W like they probably envisioned, going up 28-7 in the first half. But they ended up unfortunately losing the game. But it's not sad. It's not sad on the on the Ravens front to have a nice performance from their new starting receiver, and then Duvernay played well.
Duvernay's been playing well. Yeah, he's been playing. He had the opening kickoff return. Yeah.
Yeah, he's Christian Kirk Jr. for sure.
They were another guy we got to talk about.
Yeah, dog.
They were down 35, or they were up 35-14 before Miami started to come back, and that's what I really want to talk about. Tua, 469.
Big flex.
6 touchdown passes. You mentioned it after the game was over. If he didn't have the 2 interceptions, we probably would be talking about one of the best QB performances of all time.
Because, I mean, considering if you didn't have those 2 interceptions, you could have another touchdown or 2 type
His passer rating was 124.1. I don't know. I think a perfect passer rating's above 130.
158.3.
Okay, so yeah, I was way off there. But, I mean, yeah, he had the 2 interceptions. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, both 11 receptions, over 150 yards, both of them 2 touchdowns.
The speed is incomparable.
Is Miami?
Shout out Del Carr. We know, baby. We saw it. We just got your message. We should have had you on. You were definitely the perfect guy to bring on.
Yeah.
Hey, we're still working through technical difficulties. Then we'll get the fucking guests rolling. So we hear you, Del Carr, but we're shouting you out because we know you're hype, brother.
I don't know a Del Carr. I only know Finn's Legion.
Finn's
Legion.
Shout out, brother.
But is this something the rest of the NFL needs to be worried about? Did Miami just put themselves on notice with this game, or?
I think that the offseason moves obviously put them on notice because people had to acknowledge the fact that they are a matchup nightmare. And I heard an interesting point this week. I mean, football, the way that it's kind of morphing is headed more towards a sport kind of catered to the fans like basketball, where it's predicated off of these matchups that are with your most electric player pretty much getting an open space. So when you see a guy
Miami's got 2 at wide receiver.
Exactly. So when you see a guy like Tyreek already join a mismatch problem in Waddle, and then that frees up the rest of the field for guys like Gesicki. We saw him hit that fucking horrible gritty when he got wide open in the back of the end zone and Tua dotted his ass up. It's just impressive because they're a matchup, a nightmare across the board.
That gritty was so bad.
Oh, it was horrible. Which is nice, but
somebody said he hit the skedaddle.
The skedaddle, that's fire. Bald-headed scallywag. No, dude, honestly, it's nice to see because we didn't really know what to expect with Mike McDaniel coming in with all these weapons schematically, if he was going to be able to put it all together. And being able to mount a comeback like that really shows like this team's gearing to go. Like if they're playing for him this hard week 2, like to be able to come back against a team that has a former MVP and is built to go in the AFC North, like.
Ravens are the best team in the North, in my opinion.
As of right now.
As of right now, I think they are.
100%.
I mean, the Steelers are in first place, but.
No, 100%. I think the Ravens are going to show them what's good here soon. But I can't be more impressed than the Dolphins, like with the Dolphins at this point, because to me, before, they were always like in that realm with the Cardinals type of thing where they always would have a lot of hype or promise and always end up.
They were right there. They were on the edge.
Under-delivering, though, I would say, to their fans, especially off of money that they would spend and promise that they kind of had. And now it looks like they really went all in, and they have the guys to be able to do something. So I think this is exciting. A 2-0 start. They're atop of their division right now with the Bills, which is going to be a tough test. But
they play Buffalo next week, or this week.
Week 3. Yeah. It's definitely the game to look
Probably
forward to.
the game of the week, other than the Brady and Rodgers matchup. But
if it's in Buffalo, that's just such a glaring advantage. Whoever has home field.
I think it's in Miami.
If it's Miami during the day, that's a
Miami.
That's a big.
Spence, let the people know where it's at.
It's in Miami.
Hey, he knows. Spence is a big Miami guy, that's for sure. So he knows what's good.
True.
He does kind of remind me of like a mixture of J Balvin and Bad Bunny, you know?
Oh, this dude's got the Latin flair, that's for sure.
He does have the fit on tonight.
Hey, put that shit on. Spence did it, baby.
But yeah, no, I agree with you. I think if Miami, well, and Mike McDaniels did say this week, he said that he made that a point to the team that he wants to see them because they handled New England last week, or week 1. I think the final score was 17-0.
And New England was clearly a good team the way they won this week. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
Miami took care of New England last week, 17-0, and Mike McDaniels made it a point in his interview this week that he told the team that he wants to see how they
react to adversity.
Yeah, and they really, I mean, down 35-14, come back and win 42-38.
Big of adversity you could get.
That's literally, yeah. That's to the T where how you want to see your team react. And you know, the fact that they were able to do this against, as you already mentioned, a really good Baltimore Ravens team that's pretty much been built to win since Harbaugh has been there. Like, this isn't just like a team. This isn't a new team. This Ravens team is established. They have a good defense. They have a good offense. Like, this isn't just like some team. Like, you would see, like, if Detroit got up against a team like this, you would almost be like, oh, surprised that Detroit shit the bed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is a team that when they get up big on people, this doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, we were all talking about it here. The game was over. Tua had thrown 2 picks. People were tweeting during the game the Mike McDaniels experiment is already over.
Yeah.
Like, Tua's career is already over, and then Tua comes out in the second half and absolutely dominates.
Gotta love the overreactions on Football Sunday.
Oh yeah, I mean it's almost kind of funny when you see people tweeting during the games, and that's why I was kind of like curious, like why people were saying the Mike McDaniels experiment is already over. Because I'm like, first of all, it's only week 2. Like, all we're gonna do is overreact, and it's like,
oh yeah,
the game is still going on, but. I want to talk to you from a quarterback's perspective. Did you notice anything different from Tua? I mean, we were talking about it when we were watching the highlights. He made a lot of really great throws, because before I really sat down and watched the highlights, I was getting ready to come out here and say, you know, Tua got help he got bailed out from his superstars on his team, but he made a lot of really great throws. The throw that you pointed out specifically was the touchdown to Gesicki, when he put the ball up where only he could get it.
Yeah.
He made it. People were trying to come at him. I saw on Twitter saying that both of his deep balls to Tyreek were underthrown. But, I mean, he got the ball to him.
It's hard to not underthrow that guy.
I was going to say, he's so fast. Like, sometimes I feel like even Mahomes, we would see the same thing where Tyreek would almost kind of have to stop for a second.
All
like,
the time. And the Super Bowl winning catch.
To me, it's kind of like, who gives a shit? Because the end result was he got the ball to him and he scored a touchdown. How do you feel about Tua's performance? Did you see anything that you noticed from him, considering he's also a left-handed quarterback? A lot of people have critiques about him.
No, I think I mean, there's definitely, you can nitpick as much as you want, but at the end of the day, he was very accurate with the ball and did exactly what is expected of him from his offense and what the coach wants him to do. That's why they put those weapons around the field next to him, is to get the ball out of his hands and get him into the hands of the playmakers. And especially when you're in a situation where you're losing like that, you can't afford to be you're not Kyler Murray, you're not Lamar. You're not going to be able to sit back there and scramble and, you know, try to willy-nilly make a play. It's going to be a 3-step, get it out, and hopefully we break a tackle and get up the sideline, or we find a mismatch like Tyreek did against Marcus Peters, outrun his ass and get to the end zone. Like, it doesn't really matter how it gets done at that point. I just think, Tua didn't necessarily create all those opportunities himself, and that's fine. But he also was able to diagnose a lot of these plays and be able to see, okay, this is where the matchup is. I'm going to have Tyreek on this one and make the right throw. So that in and of itself is a challenge. And on the intermediate to short stuff, he's fucking accurate. He's able to convert third and second shorts to be able to get the first down and keep the drive going. So I don't really think like a lot of people should be, you know, sticking their nose up at his performance, because at the end of the day, there's not a lot of quarterbacks on a lot of teams that are going to throw for 469 and come back from that type of deficit, no matter who's on the field with them, if it is Tyreek or what have you. So I think, you can say what you want about Tua, but I think it's just very, you know, reaffirming, I think, for Dolphins fans to be able to see the anticipation of Mike McDaniel being able to bring Tua along, because that's the goal, was that he was going to be able to develop him and, you know, utilize his strengths and kind of minimize his, you know, weaknesses. And that's what he's doing so far. And he was able to, you know, capture lightning in a bottle and get that comeback win. So there's obviously so much the fans can say, but I mean, fuck, you have Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. It just doesn't matter how you get him the ball. Just fucking do it.
And the skedaddle.
Hey, skedaddle. Mike Gesicki, Penn State, baby. He's cold.
Well, yeah, he is leading the NFL right now with 739 passing yards. So good to see Tua. I hope he keeps it going. I hope he keeps it.
Tua's up.
But what I really want to talk about before we move on to the next game, is this a revenge season for Lamar because Baltimore didn't pay him? Because he's been lights out the last 2 weeks.
I mean, obviously.
And I feel like it's only going to continue.
He's pissed, bro.
Oh, 100%. I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, he bet on himself, which is crazy, and he's going to perform like no other at this point. He's representing himself. He needs to get that bag, and they're disrespecting him. So it is what it is. I mean,
agree.
He's risking it all, but at this point, that's what he's got to do. And I mean, I think he was going to ball either way. not really a revenge type of shit. He's Lamar. Gained.
I mean, he is a dog.
Yeah, he gained 20.
He's a guy.
Gained 20 pounds of muscle, and he still outran everybody on that 70-yard run. He looked like a fucking tank moving down the field. Like he's built for the long term now, which I think prior was his only concern. Oh, this guy plays too wild. He could get injured, and now he's fucking built to last, and he's proven time and time again that he can continue to play the way he does, and it doesn't really faze him. So. This is unfortunate from the Lamar standpoint just because they could be 2-0 right now. Now, obviously, the Ravens
should be 2-0. They should be 2-0.
And the Ravens are going to look at this game from a front office and say, oh, you guys choked. And obviously it wasn't him by any means. The defense kind of let him down. But Lamar's out here, bro. They need to pay this man or they're going to lose their entire franchise.
If he wins MVP, you think he gets paid regardless from anyone?
Oh, bro.
What he wants, the number he wants? Because at some point...
He'll get paid by any other team exactly what he wants. Like, dude, do you know how many teams would... You guys, how much would you...
I've already said if I'm... it wouldn't happen because we have Pickett, but...
No, yeah, but...
If we didn't have Pickett, I wouldn't be... Mike Tomlin
would you trade Pickett and... Well, would you trade Pickett for Lamar?
Fuck yeah.
Pickett in like 2 firsts, 3 firsts?
I would probably do Pickett in a first.
It would have to be like 3, probably.
Yeah, I would probably do. It would be a sign and trade, so it'd be worth it. But like,
that'd be wild. But fucking, what was I about to say?
Ham sandwich.
Motherfucking ham sandwich. No, I think situationally, being a Steelers fan, you have to hope like.
Oh, I pray to God that he leaves the division.
That he leaves because they would be in shambles. I think for the next 5 to 10 years if they didn't, because they've built their whole team around.
They built their
the most dynamic
their
player to
offensive
ever
coordinator
play quarterback.
literally has created that. Offensive scheme for Lamar.
If he was gone, their team would be hopeless.
They would have to find either
well, they got Tyler Huntley who runs the same thing, but
and he's honestly not like he would be if he was their starter for like a year, 2 years. Like I feel like they would be.
Yeah, they'd still be formidable. He's won games with them.
And I like him. Like when he was supposed to be a free agent last year, but they re-signed him, and he was a guy who I was like, I hope the Steelers go and get him.
I wanted him too
because I could see him starting for Pittsburgh for like a year or two.
He's
anybody,
a good backup.
A year, 2 years.
I want Bryce Perkins on the Cowboys.
Bryce Perkins is a dog. Speaking of the Cowboys, what a dub for them this weekend. Cooper Rush
over Dak.
I mean, hey, you know what? Let's just jump right into it. I want to know if you. Okay, so say Dak is out. Say Dak is out the 4 weeks that Jerry Jones is saying he's out.
No, he's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. Jerry thinks he's going to be 4 to 6.
Okay, so if he's out 6 weeks, say he's out 6 weeks, you guys are what, 1-1?
Yeah.
So this is week
same
2.
As Steelers with a backup QB. Sorry. What's up?
I mean, same. Trubisky's a fucking backup. But, okay, so he got hurt week 1, so he would come back around week 8, week 10.
Yeah.
So say Cooper Rush has you guys in a position to where you guys are leading the division or second place. You guys are like, I don't know, like say you guys are like 7-3 and he comes back.
No way.
Do you go with the I'm just saying hypothetically, even if you're 6-4,
I feel you.
Do you stay with the hot hand or do you put Dak back in? What do you do?
It's going to
As a Cowboys fan, what do you want?
Yeah, I mean, fuck. I definitely want to play the quarterback that we paid, but it's going to depend how hot the hand is at that point.
Okay, well, say you guys are – this is hypothetical, but say you guys are 7-3.
Fuck, dude. It depends, honestly, on the games that we've won and how we've won because I know we're going to be relying on the run game right now, and our receiving core is not as deep. So we could be getting these receivers back, slowly trickling back in, Michael Gallup type of thing.
Here is your upcoming schedule. Giants Monday night.
Questionable. Giants are 2-0.
Very questionable. Hot. But you guys, again,
I wouldn't be surprised if we won.
It'll be you guys. It's a division game. You guys always play the Giants close.
Micah Parsons sack in that game, 100%.
And you guys have a defense. Dallas has a defense this
Micah
year.
Parsons is the best player in the NFL. No cap.
So, Giants week 3, Commanders week 4.
Yeah.
Another questionable.
Carson could give us that one.
Oh yeah, your guys' schedule is kind of tough.
Mm-hmm.
Rams week 5, Eagles week 6.
Yeah, the Eagles are a wagon, dude. I don't want to play them.
You're gonna have to get that. You're gonna have to play against that grit week 7.
Ooh, Lions, baby.
And then Bears week 8.
Okay, yeah, we'll win against the Lions.
Bye week 9.
That's good.
And then
Dak will probably come back week 10.
Which is against
Steelers?
Nope. Rodgers.
Oh, big L.
And who knows how hot
or
cold
he could be cooking.
Green Bay could be by then.
Yeah,
so do you think right now this win against Cincinnati The game resulted in how you think it would with a backup quarterback in, especially someone like Cooper Rush, who's been in the league for a little bit.
Yeah.
Kept him in the game manager.
Yeah, gave the ball to Zeke, got it out of his hands.
Zeke and Pollard made a couple really nice plays.
Play action, relied on the defense.
Do you think that's going to be kind of how Dallas is going down the road? Do you think it's going to be game management by Cooper Rush, rely on the defense? Because, I mean, the defense has held week 1. You guys held Tampa Bay to 19. Week 2, you held Cincinnati, who is another great offense, to 17 points. I mean,
yeah. Pretty cold.
Do you think this might be kind of like, and I hate to reference them because I don't want to make it seem like I reference them all the time, but the year that Ben got hurt with Pittsburgh and Duck Hodges was the quarterback and the defense was super hot that year, you think that's what Jerry's kind of going off of? He's just hoping to game manage a little bit with a quarterback who can do the job. You got a defense that's hot right now. Keep you guys in some sort of, because I think, to my opinion, the Commanders are not a team to worry about. Carson Wentz is still
he'll eventually
questionable.
die out, yeah.
Giants look like a team. The Eagles are obviously a wagon this year.
Yeah, you can't trust Danny Dimes.
So I really think it's gonna. That's what I was gonna say. I really think it's
Eagles'
gonna.
schedule is so easy, bro. They're gonna be fucking. They might be like 8-1 type shit, like going into week 9.
Do you think? Well, so you guys will probably compete with New York for pretty much the whole season. It's gonna be you in New York for second place the whole season.
Probably.
So, yeah, I mean, it is very realistic for you guys because you were saying last week that the season was over because Dak got hurt. A lot of Cowboys fans were saying that because Dak got hurt. You think there's a real possibility that Cooper Rush can keep you guys in contention to when Dak comes back? Because in my opinion, right now, I'm not very high up on Dak. He didn't look very good to me week 1. You know?
Oh yeah, I mean, but we're also seeing what the Bucs defense has done in another game against another team. They're fucking insane.
Very true.
So I'm not feeling like it made me feel a little bit better about it. And it being week 1, like there's only so much you can expect, but especially without Michael Gallup. And so I don't know. I mean, I'm not expecting anything crazy out of Cooper Rush. Like he did what he needed to do. 19 of 31, 235, 1 touchdown. That's the most basic stat line for a West Coast quarterback, like a West Coast offense quarterback.
Kind of like, a guy down in the Bay.
Who?
Jimmy G?
Yeah, low key. That's his normal stat line and for a Shanahan offense. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited, I think, to be able to see if, we can rely on the offensive line and our running backs because that's obviously when it's going to count if we do get in later this season and we're still competing. But I think it's really inspiring to see the defense kind of hold us up right now because, like you said, we do just have to kind of tread water and keep our head above right now and rely on the fact that we do have two of the best defensive players in the NFL. Like, dude, Trayvon's playing really good right now. Micah is fucking insane.
And it seems like this has been a long time coming. Seems like Dallas has been trying to build a defense for so long, and they've struggled in that time period of trying to build a defense, but now it's like they finally – it's almost like Micah really was
he's
the missing piece that they needed, and the defense almost seems like they feed off of him. Like,
he's insane, dude. He's just –
Defense Player of the Year this year, honestly, my pick.
I think so far, yeah. He's outplaying Aaron Donald, and that's pretty much it's him. Aaron Donald, you have to take it from him. So, and Jalen Ramsey's not doing that so far. So,
nope.
I'm excited to see if we can rely on the defense and the offensive line and running game kind of thing. But and hopefully when Dak gets back, we can kind of get cooking again.
Mm-hmm. Well, by the time Dak comes back, too, Gallup will probably be back. Washington will hopefully be back.
I forgot about Washington. That's the other guy, yeah. That's the missing piece, honestly. When Noah Brown's the 4th receiver who had 5 receptions for 91 yards and a touchdown, we can start cooking for real. Because
when I saw that stat line from him.
Yeah, he's nice, but he's not a number 2. That's what I'm saying.
Because I have CD in fantasy, and I checked. I was like, how did CD do? And I saw that he didn't score, and I was like.
CD's just getting double covered, bro. I mean, there's only so much you can do. We got no fucking threats. And you got Cooper Rush who has to throw off a play action situationally. But, dude, Joe Burrow doesn't even get 200 yards, throws 1 touchdown. Like, get the fuck out of here.
He got sacked 6 times.
Yeah, we're out here. So it's inspiring to see us play like this, but. I mean,
against 2 really good offenses.
I don't have a lot of. I mean, my hopes aren't too high, but I'm gonna,
One week at a time,
Hey, yeah.
1 week at a time.
We'll keep it rolling. We'll see what's good. We got 2 back-to-back division games. I know those will be close no matter what. So, hopefully, Danny Dimes and Carson.
You guys have to win one of those.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You have to win one.
If we win both, we'll be looking pretty. But because I don't think the Eagles are gonna lose for a while.
Well, now you got me kind of curious on. I mean, their schedule a little bit. It's
who.
So yeah. I mean, they play.
Eagles' schedule is pretty easy, bro.
Yeah, they play the Commanders this week, and then they play the Jags, and then the Cardinals before they play Dallas week 6.
I think they're gonna beat the Cardinals.
They're gonna beat the Cardinals for sure.
Yeah.
They always beat the Cardinals.
That offense is gonna be trouble for the Cardinals.
They'll probably beat the Jags. They'll probably handle the Jags.
That's what I'm saying.
Jags are kind of a sleeper though.
Jags are playing good
Lawrence
football
looks
right
nice.
now, dude.
Kirk looks nice.
Kirk is eating, which is so sick for him to get that money and just continue.
Because a lot of
eating.
people were talking shit about him getting that money, but guess what?
You reset the market for a reason, bitch.
He's putting Arizona on the map.
And B-Murph, game-winning fumble recovery, baby.
B-Murph, game-winning fumble recovery, which we will get on that, but I do want to ask you.
We lost to both of them in the state championship, horribly. So.
Hey, it was tied at halftime.
Hey, they are them guys.
35?
We support them no matter what.
35-35, it was tied at halftime.
Yeah.
Christian Kirk did run me over in a game once. The game that we lost on national television.
Hey.
When we lost on TV.
It wasn't national, but it
was
regional.
It was
local television.
Let me lie a little bit. Let the people think our high school was, on that.
On ESPN.
We weren't on ESPN. It was on Cox Channel 7.
Yeah, but see Kirk, baby. He gave it to Williamsfield for sure.
The guy ran me over on a punt return, brick wall. Literally.
Yeah.
Pause. Dude was fucking... He literally hit me, and I was like, this guy's going to the NFL, for sure.
And he did.
He did. But I want to ask you before we move on to the Cardinals game, because that was the other really, really exciting game.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy.
Are the Bengals dead? What's up with them? Are they one season wonder? What's going on with them?
You got to say no, because like on paper they are just stacked. It's just like they're getting in close games. What's really happening?
Spence, what do you think? Give us a quick. What do you think? You think the Bengals are dead?
Is this a Bengals guy?
I don't know. I gotta believe in Joey.
First of all, you gotta sing the US. Right. We gotta see the USC fight song. I
like that.
Hey. But yeah, you think they're dead or what?
No, I mean I really think that they'll eventually come back. Into the state that they finished the season off last year. But I don't know. It's just really slow right now.
Yeah, true.
It's just hard. It's definitely hard to get a win in the NFL. I mean, it's always close and.
Especially against two, top tier franchises.
I can't. I mean, fuck. But yeah, I think right now their glaring issue is what I told you when you guys play. It's gonna. Well, we already saw it. Their fucking offensive line is shit.
It's atrocious.
So
13 times he's been sacked already this year.
And that's got to be a bummer for him, especially getting that new left tackle and he's just still getting fucked up.
Yeah, that new left tackle is
Lyle Dookie Collins, formerly of the Dallas
Remember
Cowboys.
when he said something like your new bodyguards in town. You're
nobody's touching you. Yeah.
What a freezing cold take. I wouldn't be surprised.
Stop all the cap, buddy.
They've definitely tweeted that by now. They've had to.
Freezing cold.
They've definitely had to tweet that by now, right?
I saw it the other day.
They did they? Okay.
For real, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think they're necessarily dead. I hope they are, for the case of my division. But
no, they're gonna go on a run. They're gonna pop. They're gonna pop off like 6 straight or like a 6-1 run, and then they'll be back in the race.
It's just so hard. I feel like for you to be successful if you can't protect the quarterback.
Yeah, but it's also hard to cover all those guys for a whole game.
I agree.
They're gonna get theirs. I mean, they still get theirs. Like, and you got Joe Burrow is just a guy you don't really bet against type shit. He's like the comeback type. I feel like he's just not one to go down without a fucking fight. So I don't know. Bengals.
He is 0-2 without his appendix.
Hey, maybe that was the secret weapon.
Yeah, they play the Jets.
I did see that.
They play the you saw it on Twitter?
Yeah.
Somebody's starting a trend.
Put it back in.
Put it back in. They make him eat it.
Or the Jets, they do play the Jets this week, which the Jets
look sick.
The Jets
Footsteps
do look kind of sick. They do look kind of sick. Flacco revenge game because the Jets play everybody in the North this year. Because this is the year where we play the AFC East.
Oh yeah.
Is Flacco going to get revenge on the whole AFC North this year?
Nah.
He already beat Cleveland.
That was fucking insane.
He already beat Cleveland. He's just got to check. Because the Jets play Cincinnati this week, and then we play the Jets next week.
Oh, I hope they run you guys.
And we always lose to the Jets. We always do. I don't know why. The Jets and the Raiders are the two teams that the Steelers always find a way to lose to.
Let's go.
So what if Flacco, his kids were talking shit. What if Flacco's like, you know what, you want to see some shit? Did you see that?
Yeah. I didn't.
His kids they came home after the week 1 loss.
Yeah.
And there was a video about it where his kids literally were saying, "Dad, you suck."
Yeah.
I honestly was surprised to see his name even on the team.
Yeah.
Bro, Flacco's elite.
15 years
done.
though, bro.
Okay, I'm not. I'm just kidding.
He was at one point.
He was at
He
one
got
point.
paid like he was elite. That's all that matters, bro. But
Delaware prospect.
yeah, he is.
When was the last time you heard anybody? When was the last time you heard the NFL commissioner say, "From University of Delaware"?
Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah,
Joe
Joe Flacco.
Yeah,
Joe Flacco was probably the last guy
for sure.
you heard say University of Delaware.
Not the last guy, but he's fucking. I heard them say. I think he's going in he's on his 15th or 16th year, bro. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and he still looks
He
fantastic.
still can throw that bitch. That's for sure.
You know,
Hey, we'll see about the Jets.
I really hope.
Shout out John Burke.
I really hope it's not a revenge season for him, but yeah.
Fabo.
So yeah, you think the Bengals are going to go on a run? You think at some point?
They got to. They got to clean it up eventually.
Did you say Fabo? I don't even think that guy affiliates himself with the Jets anymore.
Still love the Jets, buddy.
I know Fabo Sr. probably still loves the Jets, but
For sure. He's a diehard.
he is a diehard. He's got the Cadillac tag on his shoulder.
Cadillac, New York Jets, baby.
Yeah, I think the Bengals are going to run at some point. I do love to see their demise, though. We'll see. Hopefully, I don't know. Spencer's making a face
After
over
that
there.
last week one, they're going to come back and fuck you guys up.
No,
that's
they're
for
not.
sure. Yeah.
What did the Jets ever do to you?
They're gonna.
No,
Oh, we're talking about the Bengals.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know what the Jets have done to me? They fucking beat us every year, except for the AFC Championship game a couple years ago.
Yeah, I got Bengals are going to fuck
They're
you
gonna
guys
come
up
into
next game.
Acrisure Stadium,
Hell.
and they're gonna feel the fucking wrath. By then, Pickett will probably be the quarterback. He'll probably have thrown for like 30 touchdowns at that point in the year.
You are one of those fans.
I hope we
Already
see Pickett
giving up
soon.
on Mitch.
Yeah, because Mitch is just not the guy. I don't think. I mean, our offensive.
You're not that guy.
I am that guy. Okay, our offensive coordinator. A toddler could run our offense better than our fucking offensive coordinator right now.
If this gets 100 views, we'll start a GoFundMe for Cooper's BBL.
Do I need one of
You
those?
heard it here first, Sideline Banter.
Is this you telling me that I need one?
You want to see that on the YouTube? You guys better start donating.
Wow, we might have to
Sideline Banter,
Sideline Banter,
BBLs.
BBLs,
Hey, shout out.
Spence.
Well, I'll get one.
I could work with it.
Oh,
Hey!
speaking of BBLs,
Yeah, who's got the BBL in the next game? Let's throw it on.
you know who's got the BBL in the next game?
The Bills. Josh Allen's got that BBL. Fuck.
Byron Murphy.
Byron did, low key. He ran that shit back.
Byron
bro.
Murphy, another Arizona product. Saguaro.
Goated.
What a fucking game! Cardinals were down 17-0 at half. They were down 23-7 at one point.
Thought it was gonna be another classic Cardinals fucking fat L.
Oh yeah, I thought it was too. I was talking shit to Noah pretty much the whole time because he was talking shit to me during the Steelers game.
Yeah, I think all the Arizona Cardinals fans also thought the same.
Yeah, they gave up right away. Dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we all thought it was over like immediately.
Byron Murphy, 59-yard OT fumble return ends Cards win over Vegas. Electric.
Before we get to the Cardinals, because I feel like there's a
20-0 deficit. That's what they came back from.
there's a lot that we can talk about with the Cardinals. Are the Raiders? Did we believe the hype too much with Las Vegas? Did we believe? Because I mean, it seems like the past 2 weeks.
played two close games.
But I feel like the past 2 weeks, their offense has been very stagnant against two defenses that really aren't that good.
Fair.
Adams got locked down last week, but I mean, they were basically triple teaming him the whole game, which Adams is probably going to see a lot this year. Is it clear now that the Raiders still have to catch up to the rest of that division, or is it too early? Because I mean, even Denver's looking looking bad.
I think the fucking Vegas Raiders are better than Denver right now.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think we should get too low on the Raiders. Like, if you watch that game back, they were in position to win. Fumble by Hunter Renfrow, very unfortunate. B Murph comes back and gets it. I mean, Cardinals were in the right spot at the right time and kind of just was their type of shit. But
Spencer called it too. I will say you called it while we're watching the game.
you just don't expect that shit to really happen. You don't expect one of your solid, solidified guys that you paid to fumble on the game-winning drive. It just sometimes that shit happens. It was an amazing play by Simmons, put his hat on the ball, and B Murph, dude, he's always been in the right place at the right time. I feel like
he almost dropped it though.
Oh my God, that would have been insane.
He
if he did.
almost dropped it.
Almost pulled the D-Jacks.
And I do want to give credit to Spence because when we were watching it, Hunter Renfrow fumbled. And then the next play, what's the safety's name? 34, Thompson.
Yeah.
He dropped a pick, and Spencer literally said, we were sitting on the couch, he literally said, you got to come up with those. You're not going to get that many opportunities. And then the very next play was when Renfrow fumbled and B. Murph took it back for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Spence, are you
Honestly,
Are
that's
you a
on the
magician?
Raiders, though. I mean, you got to think that you got to be a little bit more conservative with the ball whenever you've given up those two opportunities to turn it over.
True.
When you're approaching field goal range. I mean, they weren't even running the ball that much.
They didn't run the ball
either,
one time when
so-
they were like 5-10 yards away from field. Not even. They were like 5. They were less than 5 yards from field goal range, and they didn't run the ball once.
They sleep on my man Josh Jacobs.
He's
for
a
real.
dog.
They hate him for real. Send him to Dallas, bro. Two-headed monster with him and Zeke. Stop playing with me.
Fuck Zeke. Put him with Pollard.
True.
Yeah, I do got to give it to the Cardinals defense though, at the end, just ball hawking,
Clutched
punching
up.
it all out.
They were. I mean,
they
yeah,
looked good.
they were trying to get the turnover. They clutched up at the end, but I don't know, dude. It's the Raiders have just what can you expect? A team that has a lot of core players that are coming in now. They're putting those pieces together. They got to gel. The Adams has to
New
work
head
on the
coach.
offense. New head coach. You got to work with Chandler Jones on the defense now. Obviously, him and Crosby are playing amazing. Cardinals decided to triple team Jones the whole time and neutralize him. Crosby 8, which is going to be a problem for every team the whole year. So I think once the Raiders start getting into these close games, if they can find a way to come together as a team and kind of clutch up, we're not going to be talking about them in the same fashion. More so, I think we're going to say, okay, they have proven at the beginning that they weren't able to come out on top in these close games, and now they're starting to figure it out because I think Denver's going to continue to flounder a little bit. And this team might be able to make a resurgence because I think they have resilient players and they have good veteran leadership. So I think they're poised to be able to make a run, and their roster is just so fucking loaded to like not be able to. It is a fucking it's the toughest division, and it's proving to be after the first 2 weeks. But Raiders got a pretty tough shake at it, with the first 2 weeks. They got a tough schedule for sure. So
I agree.
I mean,
And we'll talk about that later. Is Russ going to start cooking or what? I mean,
I don't know.
Is he dead already? There's another 7 years of Russ in Denver.
Dude, and I don't know. He's just not. He's not cool anymore.
He's not. He's very cringy.
He's not cool anymore,
He's
huh?
so cringy, bro.
He's such a bitch-made cat now.
We were talking about that. Me and Spencer literally said, because
Bitch-made cat.
on the front of whatever their stadium name is, there's a picture of Cortland Sutton, and it says, "Let's ride." And me and Spencer have
no, it was a big old picture of Russ next to it that said.
There was a big picture. I didn't.
Yeah.
All I saw was Cortland Sutton and then "Let's ride." I didn't see Russ. But me and Spence have a conspiracy theory that Denver low-key is like, hey, we need you to be kind of cringy. Let's ride, so we can just sell a bunch of merch of Let's Ride.
Yeah, they've basically got like a cash rebate on Russ's corniness, just basically selling that.
Yeah, but that was definitely unexpected, and they also, out of every team in the NFL, need money the least. So
Yeah, they have like the richest owner.
They have the richest owner in all of sports.
Damn.
Every sport. So they don't need money. So it's not really a marketing thing. It's more
Jerry's
so
probably pissed.
that man's cringe, and he's building his own brand. Russ is eating off of this Let's Ride bullshit, bro. Eating.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not a big fan of his anymore.
Yeah, he's just cringe, bro.
He's very cringy. Like
he's-
the whole like him like in the middle of the field, like before the game started, like spinning in a circle. Like I'm all for like like players like.
He's a movie character. He's a quintessential mock-up
Like, you can
of what
be
you
religious
think a QB should be.
and do your thing, like whatever your pregame rituals need to be. But like he's literally standing there while dudes are running around him, warming up, and he's just like spinning in a circle, like.
Bro, and
It's
you
like, bro.
know every camera's on you. Like,
100%.
Grow up.
100%. That's kind of the point that I was getting at. Like,
Yeah.
Even last year when he was doing the fake 2-minute scenario by himself out on the field, like
when he was injured, yeah.
that to me like isn't.
That was the start of it, low key.
And that to me, like, I'm kind of like, I get it, you're a quarterback, but, like, same thing. Every camera in that stadium is on you, and you're being the corniest guy on the field. Like,
I have a theory that this dates back to his rift in Seattle with Pete Carroll, where Pete low-key was like, I think they got into an argument about Russell trying to take over as far as, like, because they said that they would argue about Russell was pretty much like a me guy. Like, this is all me. You guys got to do this you guys got to protect me, put receivers around me. And I think Pete straight up told him, bro, you're not that guy. And Russ took it to heart, and he's like, from this point on, I am going to dedicate myself wholeheartedly to be the mecca model of what a quarterback should be in everybody's eyes. And now he's just literally
that wouldn't surprise me, honestly.
fake it till you make it, obsessive personality overhaul. And he's just adopted the I am Peyton Manning mantra.
Just getting 1% better at clapping everyone's hands as he comes out the stadium.
Yeah, just in his head, like, this is making me better. This is making me better.
I
And
just said 1% better.
he just
That's
know.
so Russ. That's so Russ.
Dude,
That's
he
so Russ.
That is a thing though, getting 1% better.
No,
just little things
I
that don't even you wouldn't think matter.
I said that the other day driving to work when I was like trying to motivate myself to go into the office. So that's definitely
1% better, baby.
It's definitely a Russ thing.
No, I think he might have had an ego death in Seattle and just been like, all right, from here on out, I am adopting a new Russ, and that's when that fucking 2-minute bullshit of corniness happened. And that was during his injury as well, which
I feel like Sierra plays a lot into it as well.
potentially, yeah. He could be honestly not even he could be a robot. Sierra just
Is he an
probed him.
industry plant for the NFL?
Low key, Sierra
The
probed
first
him.
ever industry NFL plant?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because I mean, he's like everything you want in like for somebody to represent your team.
Yeah.
Like he's very outspoken. He's got a catchphrase. He's very like He's very
Yeah,
Christian,
super
very
Christian,
Christian. Like he's very.
He's a
like,
poster boy.
He is like he's everything that like
He's a robot.
industry plant NFL.
Look it
It's
up.
gotta be. It's gotta be.
If this doesn't hit the air, it's because we were killed. We discovered.
Whoa, boss.
We discovered.
Russell Wilson heard us talking
Yeah.
about him,
Yeah,
and he
we're
just
gonna
busted through the
Wrestle
front door.
bot.
Wes, he's already out front. Spencer's gonna
Just
leave.
throws a football through the
Russ
fucking window. Just
It's gonna be
boom.
one of the Amazon balls. One of those. He's gonna
right through
laser.
the fucking window.
He's gonna laser beam it right at.
The prime ball just right through Cooper's chest. God, that's fire.
God, could you imagine if we're alive and that just fucking happened?
Hey, what a time to be alive.
That'd be crazy.
I would take a bullet from Russ. That's the way to go out.
I mean, I mean, I guess. That'd be
Let's
kinda sick.
ride.
Herc would.
Fuck.
Let's ride. Oh God.
I hope
that's
the
great.
Broncos are dead though. Fuck them.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man.
I hope he keeps playing like shit. They just wasted all that money.
Yeah.
But the thing is, bro, they have so much money. They could literally can Russ like next year if they wanted and be like, all right, we'll just go get another QB.
Yeah, but I mean, it's about the cap space, though.
They don't care. They got so much money to cash over cap that they could pay him out if they wanted.
And honestly, we mentioned it last season. During last season, I think the NFL cap is fake.
Well, no, there's an explanation. It's money in hand that you have. You can literally funnel it wherever you want to be able to pay any player off top and then keep them and pay them on the back end. So, like, teams like the Broncos who have the most money in the NFL on hand. Like,
Kind of like what the Bills are doing with Von Miller.
yeah,
Because
so
the bulk of his contract doesn't kick in unless he plays, I think, like over 3 years.
yeah, same to what the Rams have done with paying people up front and, like, just shoving it to the back end type of thing. Like, but the Broncos are the team that have the most money to be able to do that. Not every team can do that shit. So they're in position to win. If they wanted, they can do whatever the fuck they want. But at this point, it's not looking too hopeful that they gave Russ all the money and they're running with him because he does not look as advertised.
So you don't think he's going to cook at some point?
I mean, he probably will get hot, but
I think Nathaniel Hackett is the main
he might
issue.
be the problem.
I think Nathaniel Hackett is...
But we'll see. I mean, he's been letting shit down. So at what point does Russ be like, all right, give me all duties, and I'm just gonna take this shit?
Well, and honestly, it's a great point that you make with him kind of being the me guy because I did see what's his name, the coach from Hard Knocks from Last Chance U, the indie coach.
Jason Brown.
Yeah, did you see the video he posted about like how like not a lot of teammates were coming up to Russ, how he was looking for people? And I will say, at the end of that video, you started to see people come up to him, but like,
No, I don't. It's different.
If he's a guy who was so loved, like he would be.
Yeah, people would
Like
be
people,
right up there.
people would go right up to him immediately. Like, I'm sure if you look up videos of like Peyton Manning's first games back against Indianapolis, his situation was a little different. But
Yeah, he got released.
yeah, I'm sure if you look that up, even with Tom Brady when he played the Patriots for the first time, a lot of people were probably
It was
swarming
weird
him.
to see what Russ.
Like
Russ's
you
situation.
could tell that he really was out there looking around. Like, okay, like where's so and so? Where's and some people were saying most of the
I
guys.
think he burned some bridges, bro.
100%. No, I agree with you. People were saying a lot of the guys that he played with, you know, aren't on Seattle anymore. It's a new team, but still, I mean, he was in Seattle for a long time. He definitely. Yeah, I mean, it's seeming more and more obvious that there was a lot more going on in that locker room than
what was
we could see.
released to the public.
But I do want to jump back to the Cardinals real quick because I want to talk about them because they're another team that we seem to, you know, we're an Arizona based pod, so we got to give the Cardinals some love. Do you think this game, this comeback against the Raiders, do you think this is going to jumpstart their season? What do you think? What do you think they go into this? Because I was listening to 98.7 the day after the game, and I don't think is that.
That's
no, yeah, it's,
That's 104.7.
I was going to say it's 104.7 and 98.7 is Arizona Sports. And I think it was Zach Collins. I don't remember. It was one of the Cardinals players, and they were asking him what it was like.
Zaven Collins?
Sorry, yeah, Zaven Collins. They were asking him what it was like at halftime in the locker room, and he was saying that nobody was yelling at each other. Like, there was no animosity. Like, everybody was calm. Like, do you think the Cardinals are a team that do you know, because they went like 8-0 last year. Do you think this is going to jumpstart them, like I said? Or do you think this was maybe just, the cardiac cards doing what they usually do, and, they're still kind of a team we don't really know their identity yet this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not something that you want to look at and be like, oh, this is how we want to play the rest of the season.
But more like, this is what we can do when we execute it.
Yeah, I mean, you saw them be able to go on a run and get hot, but that's not a type of play that you can continue to hold your hat on. The reason they won that game is because Kyler Murray went sicko mode and literally got so fucking hot that he could not be stopped. And even so, that ridiculous 2-point conversion on 4th down by A.J. Green was a 98% fail rate that somehow made it in. Mm-hmm. That was the most insane pass I've seen in a while. And they also got bailed out by a flag. So, like, that comeback was so the holding penalty. They got a holding penalty on 4th down.
Oh, that's right. That
reset the drive.
Right.
Like, and then they went.
Oh, yeah, the one that literally wasn't even a holding.
So, like,
yeah,
we could be saying something completely different, like, about that entire game.
Which I wish we were. I'm not going to lie to you. I wish we were.
It is what it is, but no, it can certainly jumpstart them, but I don't really think that's their motive right now for them to be like, oh, we got to go on a run. Like, they're definitely trying to tread water and be able to survive like the Cowboys until D-Hop gets back, because that's when their offense is going to be able to be, more
sicko
prolific.
Mode. I think they'll be sicko mode once they get him and Rondale Moore back.
Yeah, they definitely need both of them to be able to have their full plethora of weapons and really scare people on defense. But, yeah, you would like to see him go on a run and kind of get hot, but I still think they're kind of in that position where they're looking at a little bit of a disadvantage going into games, at least on the defensive side, and they still don't have everybody on the offensive side. So they're still, not where you want to be. But you could see him go on a run after this with such an electric performance, but it's just not the type of play that you see as sustainable that you're going to be able to look back on and be like, oh, we can do that again type of thing, because that's a 1 in a million type comeback.
No, I agree with you, and I really think the Cardinals are going to be a completely different team once they get Rondale Moore back. Once they get D-Hop back,
because James Conner just got hurt too, a little ankle injury last game.
Did he get hurt in the game?
Yeah, a little ankle. So we hope that's not too bad, because he's running fucking nice for sure. Might be Eno time, baby.
No, oh god, and honestly, he's looked pretty good. But
yeah,
nice. I hate to see James Conner get injured.
Yeah, hopefully he's still good, but
yeah, I think down the road, depending on where the Cardinals are, who they're playing, depending what their season's looking like when D-Hop comes back.
Like leading receiver Zach Ertz.
Leading receiver Zach Ertz, Dortch the Torch, whatever they're calling him.
Dortch.
Like, you know what I mean? Like he's
that boy eats.
He looks good, but like that their number one receiver right now is Hollywood Brown, who is good, but they just acquired him this year. He's still kind of
he's still fixing in.
He's still fixing in exactly.
Like
they don't. He did make a nice snag though.
Yeah.
He's progressively looking better each week.
Yeah, he'll probably eat whenever Hopkins gets back.
Yes, I think once
Hollywood's
Hopkins comes
gonna
back,
start making some moves.
I think that's when, because once DeAndre's back and Moore is back, it's gonna open up for either Moore to eat or for Hollywood to eat. And
100%.
That's when I think we're really gonna see what this Cardinals team really is, and that's what I'm a little worried about with the Cardinals right now, because between now and when D-Hop does come back and Rondale Moore comes back, this hypothetical situation we're creating, what is their record going to be? Who are they? Mm-hmm. What is their identity going to be? Are they going to be, because he comes back week 9 or are they going to be a 2-6 team? Are they going to be going to be 4-4? Like, you know what I mean? It's really going to depend what position they're in record-wise, obviously, when D-Hop comes back. Because when D-Hop comes back, if the Cardinals are above 500, I think they could be, especially right now with the NFC West kind of looking like it's up for, really honestly looking like it's up for grabs. It's up for grabs. which we'll touch on. Jimmy G coming back, I think might change that a little bit. But I think the Cardinals are they're just such an interesting team, and it's almost like it's the same thing every single year. You never know which Cardinals team you're going to get. They're either going to
team you can never be confident in.
They're either going to be good and they're going to make the playoffs, and that's going to be their peak,
the fuck out of
or
you.
they're going to disappoint just like you said, they're going to disappoint the fuck out of you, and they're not even going to sniff the playoffs. It's like, I mean, week 1, we were sitting here in the living room saying, "Oh, Cardinals just extended Cliff and Keim and Kyler. Like, this is their future for the next 4 years." Like,
yeah, you better fix that shit.
And
they came out and played fucking bad again for the first half.
Exactly, and that's why I'm like, I don't even know how to really because I feel like there's so much. There really is a lot to take from that game. There's a lot you can digest, but at the end of the day, it still is. Who the hell are the 2022 Arizona Cardinals? Like, what are they? And again, it's only week 2.
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
But
a lot rides on Kyler, bro. He needs to.
Rides on Kyler.
He needs to carry them.
It all rides on Kyler.
He has been inconsistent with his reads. He throws everything off his fucking back foot, dude. He just needs to get in and out of his drops, 3-step, 5-step, get it out of his hands, move the ball, and try to be consistent on offense, and then make the plays out of the pocket and scrambling when he needs to. He more so right now, it looks like he's relying on his feet and his playmaking ability much more than he is in just his consistent ability to be a quarterback in the NFL and diagnose defense and get the easy shit when it's in front of you. Like, he's not focused on that. He's trying to do too much right now, and I think that is a byproduct of Hopkins not being in the lineup and Moore not being either. He feels like he has to do it all. But I think it's going to really rely on him being able to just settle in and play within himself and play within the offense.
Yeah, no, I agree. And that's when I think Kyler is at his best, when he is like 50-50.
When he's dealing and then he gets hot and you're like, fuck, how do we guard him?
Because once he's dealing and he's hot, like you're saying, it really does turn into, what the fuck's he gonna do next? What's he gonna do next?
Yeah, how do we guard him?
Is he gonna move out of the pocket and find a way to throw a 50-60-yard bomb, or is he gonna scramble and he's gonna run between the tackles and he's gonna scramble for 30-40 yards? Like, right now it's almost like he's tippy-toeing too much between which one he wants to do more, and
he's limiting himself by looking too much at his options.
Yes,
being
I agree with
the
you.
most athletic guy on the field.
And that's what I think has frustrated me the most since Kyler's got to the NFL, is he's so good at both. He's a pocket passer. He can throw the ball downfield, and he can make anybody miss. Yeah. Literally make anybody miss with his legs. And he doesn't.
He can outrun anybody, too.
He doesn't. It's almost like when you're watching him, he just does the exact opposite what you want him to do. Plays when you're like, why are you not taking off? Why are you not scrambling?
Yeah.
He's trying to find that 4th, 5th option still.
Yeah.
And then when it's like, why are you trying to look for your 4th, 5th options? And then it's like when you're running because he's panicking. Yeah. It's like, why are you not settle, relax? Like, why are you leaving the pocket immediately? Like, because the Cardinals' offensive line is not. I mean, they're pretty. At least from what I've seen, what I know, they've got a pretty solid offensive line. It's like,
yeah, they played not the best against the Raiders, but that's one of the best defensive lines in the NFL.
And I'll put that on Cliff. Cliff needs to. I feel like Cliff doesn't give him enough confidence. Like, to me, I don't see Cliff going up to Kyler and saying, whatever you feel comfortable with, like, do it. If there's a play where you want to run, if you want to scramble, do it. If there's a play where you want to sit there and look for your 4th, 5th option, do it. Like,
I think they do.
I feel like they have a good relationship.
They pay him so much that he's got to be able the ability to do whatever he wants.
I feel like they have a good relationship, but they're also paying Cliff, and I feel like Cliff has a lot to prove. I feel like as well, where sometimes I feel like you can kind of see a little bit of, like, whenever Kyler gets like all pouty and gets down, like, I feel like that's when you see Cliff kind of starting to be like, all right, you know what, I need to pick this up. I need to start doing some more. And Cliff tries to get fancy and do some trickery and all these things, and it doesn't mesh. It doesn't. They're just I don't know.
There is sometimes a disconnect between the two of them, yeah.
Because the Cardinals could be so good. They honestly have it. They have a unit, in my opinion. They have a team that really could go.
Yeah.
The NFC, unfortunately, right now there's a lot of good teams in the NFC, but yeah, I don't know, man. Let's
talk about the best team in the AFC. How about that?
Oh, the Steelers? I'm just kidding. Buffalo Bills, baby.
Mr. BBL himself, Josh Allen.
BBL.
Dude be trucking motherfuckers.
I never thought we'd reference BBL so much.
Hey, why not, right? They're popping right now.
The Bills absolutely fucking dominated Tennessee.
Yeah, dude. Bills grittied on the fucking Titans' grave.
They, not even, I mean, I don't remember who said it the other day, but
Stephon Diggs is a dog.
I think that connection,
So sick.
Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, I think they are the best thing that happened to each other.
Yeah,
like, no doubt. For sure. Like, because Gabe Davis.
What are you saying? Josh Allen's better than Kirk Cousins?
Okay, for a second I was
My
like,
bad.
Yeah. I mean, Kirk Cousins is playing a 1:00 game this weekend, so he might throw for 500.
Hey, primetime Kirk.
You never know. Primetime Kirk is poop. I would take primetime Kirk over Mitch right now, but maybe not primetime Kirk, but I would take Kirk over Mitch. But Stephon Diggs 3 touchdowns last week. I think about 100. He had like 148 yards, something like that. And when Gabe Davis went down, he didn't play last week. I was a little worried because in my head I was like,
yeah, Stephon's gonna get quadruple covered.
That's literally what I thought. I was like, Stephon's gonna get quadruple covered, and Dawson Knox, who I was hoping was gonna go off for fantasy reasons, but
selfish.
The Bills are just is it clear as day? And I want to remind everyone. I understand it's week 2, but is it clear now? And I'm what?
What?
What's up? Is it clear that Buffalo is the best team in the NFL right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
They look unstoppable. I mean, their defense feeds off of their offense and vice versa. Josh Allen's clearly the most athletic quarterback in the NFL as far as well-roundedness. He can truck you, run by you, juke you, spin you, stiff arm you. He's just fucking built not really like anybody else, and he has the strongest arm right now, so he can get out of the pocket, throw across the field, tote that rock. It's really impossible to guard him right now, like we were talking about. Kind of what the Cardinals need to do to elevate Kyler Murray is limit his ability to make plays. Josh Allen, it kind of has that perfect balance right now between making the play himself and working within the offense. Damn it. He seemingly gets the ball out of his hands so fast when the play calls for it, and then when he has that RPO option where he needs to get a little loose, get outside the hash, maybe read a thing a little bit more, he has the ability, and he's just playing everything so patient right now and within himself, and I think that's just a clear sign of maturity and the fact that
he looks so good.
He's the most dominant athlete on the field right now, that he has the luxury of being able to like wait a little bit longer, because if I need to, I could throw this motherfucker off me and then throw it 60 yards, and that's what he's been doing. He's been fucking going crazy. His reads are really evolved, and having a guy like Stephon Diggs is, 12 receptions, 153 touchdowns, no complaints for that man. I think
12?
Yeah, 12 catches.
Diggs on Monday?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, Josh Allen gets the ball out of his hands and throws intermediate routes, hits Diggs on the out route, hits him on the curl, hits him on the comeback, hits him on the post, and then he gets outside the pocket. Diggs flies behind the safety, and he hits him for 65. It's like, how do you fucking guard these guys? And I'll also say here, I think Diggs is probably the most underrated end zone celebration guy in the NFL, if not one of all time, bro.
That little dance he hit?
That's the genuine dance from when he did the creepy dance on stage and he looked into the camera.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yes. Stephon Diggs takes his fucking dances from social media, like all the weird rappers and
he is a social media troll.
Yeah, he's
Have you seen him on TikTok?
Troll. Yeah,
he's funny as shit.
He's goated, dude. So shout out Stephon Diggs, end zone celebrations.
He does it right though, because he does it through the Bills page, so people don't roast him.
He's up there with fucking Ocho Cinco. He goes crazy for sure. But
yeah,
they're a wagon, dude. They're insane right now.
The reason why I sighed and said damn it while you were saying that's because I was going to make a point of saying that their schedule the next couple weeks is going to be really tough. It's going to really determine how good of a team they are. And, of course, Pittsburgh plays them week 5, and we're going to get...
Let's go!
We're going to get fucking trounced, I think.
We like that.
Because the Steelers' defense, I think, is good enough.
No.
But...
No what? Who's going to tackle Josh Allen?
Cam Hayward?
Yeah, he's fast enough.
Hey, he did chase down Herbert last year. Remember that? When he punched him when he was on the ground?
I don't even know if he's big enough.
Who? Oh, he's not big enough either?
No.
Ironhead Hayward?
Josh Allen is massive. No, he is. But yeah, their next couple games, Miami this week.
I think I'm the same size as Josh Allen, by the way, if you guys are watching.
He's not the same size. I promise you he's not.
My bad.
That's like saying I'm the same size as... never mind. Actually, let's move on. No.
My bad. Sorry. He left that one wide open.
I am taller than Kyler Murray, okay? I was actually going to say Rey Mysterio, but he's like 5'5", so...
Fuck, that's even worse.
So, yeah, they play Miami.
I was going to say Honey Boo Boo. My bad.
They play at Miami, which I think they'll get a dub. Honestly, I think Miami might get exposed this game.
Who?
Buffalo.
Yeah, it depends, dude. The home field advantage plays a huge part.
Honestly, you're right.
Buffalo can't play in Miami
You're right. I'll
very
take that
well.
back. But I do think Buffalo's going to win that game. I think Buffalo's going to win that game.
Probably.
And then they play at Baltimore, week 4. So they go to 2 very...
Josh Allen, Lamar. Ooh,
yeah, that's going to be a good game.
Crispy.
And then they play Pittsburgh, week 5.
That's a dub.
And then, so here we go. Miami, Ravens, Pittsburgh. Week 6, they play Kansas City.
Fuck,
At Kansas City, at Arrowhead. God, why does the NFL always send them to fucking Arrowhead? I feel like they always play at Arrowhead.
Hey.
And then they get the bye week 7, and then the Packers week 8. So their next...
They're going to be battle tested,
Their next
though.
4 games are going to be... And like I said, I do think Pittsburgh's going to lose that game. But regardless, all those games are going to be... They're like you said, they're going to be battle tested. And this... If they can survive this...
Yeah,
Because I think they'll beat Miami. I think they could potentially lose to Baltimore. Obviously, I think they could potentially
I
lose.
just don't. The way Baltimore's defense played against Miami, you really see the Bills not putting up 50 points.
Yeah, I guess you're right. 2 through 6 touchdown
Who's
passes.
going to guard Diggs?
Humphrey, but I mean
he's not playing well.
Yeah, he's not.
Kyle Hamilton is bad in pass coverage.
Yeah, okay, and I love that you bring that up because I saw the NFL like rookie watch page.
He's
Like
Jeff Heath, baby.
they were hyping him up, and I literally was like, "Bro, he has looked so bad this year."
I mean, he
like,
plays good against the run, but that fool cannot cover. Unless I'm watching
which was
something
so
else,
crazy
but-
because in college I feel like he was such a sideline safety. But I mean, obviously
yeah,
the game
he-
speed is different in the NFL.
He still
but
is. He'll get down and hit you, but Tyreek literally ran past him like he wasn't even playing pass coverage.
Yeah, so you're right. I think there's potential that they could lose to Baltimore. I do think they'll win that game. I do think they'll beat Pittsburgh. The only 2 games that I really truly am like is going to be Kansas City and Green Bay.
That'll be sick either way. Rodgers Allen, and Mahomes Allen. It'll be high scoring. I assume anything can happen in those games.
I think if they can beat Kansas City and Green Bay, then we'll be sitting here week 10 saying
yeah, what's left for this team?
the
to do?
Bills are because
Imagine
damn it, of course I
if they
closed
just
the
go
schedule.
like 13-3 and just sit starters for 2 weeks. Like if they wrap it up in their division, they could be.
I think they're going to wrap. Yeah, you know what
going into
AJ said to
playoffs.
me the other day, and I think he was trolling, but he said that he thinks the Bills are going to come in second and the Patriots are going to win the division.
I mean, that's a fan being a fan. That's like you thinking you guys had a chance this year.
We do have a chance still. Okay, we're first in the division right now, but yeah, I mean, yeah, they got a team. They're ready to go. But sorry, I had a brain fart there. Another team that looks like they could be ready to go now that they have their guy back, San Francisco 49ers. I want to touch on that.
T's and P's, Trey Lance.
T's and P's, Trey Lance.
Get soon, Bill.
For sure.
I think you need another year to learn some more, though.
Are the Niners going to be back with Jimmy G? Because a lot of people have been saying, there's been a lot of anonymous players coming out saying that the team gels a lot better with Jimmy.
Yeah, I saw
And that
today.
they wanted Jimmy.
Players' motives and morales lifted when Jimmy G gets inserted back into the lineup.
Like,
says
even with
anonymous
me-
players.
Even with me, my first thought when Trey Lance got announced as a starter, my first thought was George Kittle is like loves Jimmy Garoppolo. Like,
Yeah,
does he have that relationship with Trey Lance? And Kittle to me seems like the kind of guy who
he was
like
supportive of him for sure.
that's what I was gonna say. Whoever my quarterback is, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna play with him. But this team was already so good with Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, are the Niners gonna be? Would you be surprised if the Niners returned to the form that they were last year and end up maybe even winning the division this year?
I definitely, I don't necessarily know if they're going to get back to where they were, but I definitely think that winning last week against Seattle, division opponent, is something to hold your hat on, and then being able to make the transition into Jimmy G, who is a guy that you guys have already performed well with and won with, it's definitely uplifting for those guys on that team that might have not been seeing the same touches with Trey Lance, not seeing the same type of success with Trey Lance, and now you have a guy that is proven in the system, knows what he's doing, and is going to come in and be able to at least like do what we were talking about with Tua, get the ball out of his hands into the hands of the playmakers and rely on the defense. And he's a game manager.
Tua's not that guy anymore, though. He just threw for 400.
He's a game manager to a T, though. But he's playing for money. He's on an incentive-based deal now.
Did you see
Yeah.
that deal?
He'll be getting good money.
Did you see it?
Yeah. He's making significantly less than he was originally, but
Jimmy G gets, if he plays 25% of the snaps, he gets a $100K bonus. And every game that he wins this year, he gets a $250K bonus. So last week, he made $350K.
Yeah.
He's going to make that every game that they win.
Yeah,
every game he's going to make an extra $100K.
Big check.
It's like, well, and here's what I really want to know. Here's what I'm really curious about. If the 49ers go on another deep playoff run with Jimmy G, what the fuck do you do with Trey Lance? Honestly, what do you do? How do you? Because they went to the
same thing.
They went to the NFC Championship game last year. If they go to the divisional game, even if they make the playoffs again this year and they maybe lose in disappointing fashion, what do you do? What do you do as Kyle Shanahan? Do you play the hot hand still and clearly look at Jimmy G and say this guy is the guy, or do you?
No, he's gone. There's no.
You think regardless,
100%.
you think Jimmy G probably would have to win the Super Bowl this year for them to be like, okay, we'll think about Jimmy G being the quarterback still.
Yeah.
That to me is just so idiotic.
Like, I mean, yeah,
it's so idiotic to me.
Sucks,
How do you?
But it is. It's the reality.
And I think it's because
they already did it this year. There's no way they're gonna wait they made the decision this year. It's just.
And I mean, he took him to the Super Bowl 3 years ago.
I know.
Like
that's what we were saying 2 weeks ago before they pulled the plug on him, and now he's back just by the good graces of the fact that Trey Lance.
I mean, like you said, T's and P's of Trey Lance, but like Jimmy G to me is the 49ers starting quarterback.
And that's the unfortunate thing. I think a lot of people are saying that, which is sad because they made the decision to go with Trey Young, and it was his team and his year type of thing. And it sucks because he didn't look that good, but yeah.
You said Trey Young.
Trey Young, let's go. Atlanta Hawks point guard. Trey Lance, sorry about that.
He still got a jersey, though.
He's still got a jersey, though. Let's go.
It's like when Melo played for the Hawks.
Dude, greatest line ever. But, yeah, Trey Lance, you wish he could pass better like Trey Young, honestly, because he did not look very good at the beginning. And that's the unfortunate part is hopefully, like, this was going to be the year to let him take his lumps and develop, and then you had Jimmy G on the back burner. I think next year it moves into the situation you don't have Jimmy G on the back burner. So, Trey Lance, you better be fucking ready or you're fucking out, Kenny Powers.
Something that I saw, too, apparently,
fried chicken.
I didn't watch the Niners game, but
yeah, I didn't either.
A lot of people were saying that Shanahan's like trying to make the focus of the offense very, very run-style offense, and they're even
that's what it always
making
is.
Trey Lance kind of apparently like.
I mean, they're trying to utilize
some sort of
skills.
scheme where he's running as well. Like they're not throwing the ball with him that much. So it's like, what are they really? I just don't know. It's so idiotic to me.
Or conspiracy theory, they were trying to just run him into the ground so that Jimmy G could play and they wouldn't have to hear the backlash.
Yeah, but they spent so much to get him.
Who?
Trey Lance.
I mean,
they traded up to get him.
People draft bad people that they think are going to be good all the time, i.e. Lima Swede.
I think it just makes me so frustrated because the quarterback situation that my team is in, it's like, why are you not playing the guy who's taking you to the playoffs every single year? Like, it's just so idiotic to me.
Your team is not going to play Big Ben anymore. He's done.
No, but I'm saying like because I'm in such a like I am now witnessing.
Oh, you're longing
like,
for that
experience
at the quarterback.
Like yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like I want that experience. Same team, like teams like Cleveland, like all these teams that have been looking for quarterbacks for so long, and it's like the 49ers are playing fucking tiptoe or tiptoeing around the fucking situation with Jimmy G and Trey Lance when you literally have a guy who is consistently winning football games for you. He's not doing it flashy.
Okay, but
he's not throwing for 400 yards every game, but they are winning football games every single time he's in at quarterback. It's like, why? Oh, it's just so idiotic.
No, I agree, but that's the thing. They're not tiptoeing that decision. They made the decision to go with Trey Lance, and they kept Jimmy G as a backup.
Yeah, but
and it just worked out.
They were saying they were going to trade him, and then they said they weren't going to trade him, and then they were saying he was on the market and that they were getting calls for him, and then they didn't want to trade him.
And then they saw Trey Lance play week 1, and they realized he sucks, and then they're going to keep him. You know the situation. Don't be surprised by it. It sucks, and it's like, what are they doing? But at the end of the day, they made the right decision. They made a good decision. And
I think they're going to make a horrible decision next offseason when they cut or trade Jimmy G and Trey Lance because I don't like Trey Lance. I don't think he's good. I don't think he's going to be good. There's nothing about him.
Hater.
Oh, I'm a hater. I am a hater. There's nothing about him that screams confidence to me. The guy's played 3 football games in the last 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
Like, I don't know. That's just me. My fucking chair's broken. It keeps sinking. But, yeah, I don't know. The NFC is such a big open. It's such an open conference right now. Anybody can win it. Even the Eagles, people are saying, because of their Monday night win, they're saying the Eagles are possible Super Bowl contenders. Could you imagine that? Bills Mafia and Eagles fans in fucking Arizona for the Super Bowl.
That'd be musty.
That'd be
a crusty ass Super Bowl.
oh god.
The Bildos versus the fucking Bird Gang. Or what do they call themselves in Philly? Psychos.
I think they just call themselves the Dogs.
Dogs.
Because they were the underdogs. Did you know that, by the way? The year that the Eagles won the Super Bowl, they were underdogs in every single game.
Yes.
I had no idea.
Yeah, they were. Surprise.
Well, yeah, there are a lot of good games this weekend as well. I think the game that a lot of people are going to be looking at, other than the Bills-Dolphins game, because we've been kind of talking about that a lot, Rodgers and Brady play each other this weekend. I feel like that game's not getting as much hype as it usually has in years past. Do you think it's because Tom's got some drama, Packers are kind of like an iffy team? Usually I feel like when they play each other, it's usually down the road when like...
They'll start hyping it up for sure, but is it prime time?
Yeah. It is.
Oh, no, it's 125. That's probably
It'll
why.
It'll be game of the week. It'll be Fox game of the week at least, probably. So Tony will be on there.
But, I mean, they played last year, I believe. That's the game that Aaron Rodgers threw the pick six.
Why is Denver San Francisco the night game?
Yeah, it's because Russ, bro. We know he's an industry plant, like we said. But we got the Dallas Cowboys Monday night against Saquon Barkley and the New York Giants.
That's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I think finally. Good NFC match.
Saquon's leading the league in rushing, which is so good to see. I love that.
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I think that Green Bay-Tampa Bay matchup definitely going to be intriguing. I think it's a real test for Green Bay against that Buccaneers defense that we already said is pretty fucking sweet. I don't know. It makes me a little nervous for Green Bay that they can protect in that type of situation. And going down to Florida for those Midwest teams playing in colder weather is always a big bummer, especially at 125. I like the Buccaneers to cover the spread there on that one.
Okay. What's the...
I haven't even looked. It doesn't matter. I just think Green Bay.
Right now, the Bucks are
-1. Yeah, give it to me.
Yeah. Total 42 points. Over under.
Yeah, I don't know. I would lean, I think, towards the under because the Packers haven't been scoring very efficiently and the Bucks haven't been going crazy either. So I would lean. I'd probably go a little under teaser at maybe 50 or so, and then ride with the Bucks. That's a nice little bet. But
do you think it'll make a difference with Mike Evans out? Godwin's not playing.
Shit, I forgot about that.
They signed Beasley.
That's why the spread is so low.
They did sign Beasley, but I mean, is Beasley gonna make a difference?
Who cares? Yeah, I saw Edelman's kind of hurt that Beasley got a call over him.
What if
Randy Moss came back?
No. What if this is like a Julio game? What if Julio
low
snaps this
key.
game?
But he was hurt.
Because who's gonna cover him other than Jair? But
Jair.
I mean, is Jair the same guy that he used to be?
He had a pick last week. At the end of the game, sealed the game.
I mean, I guess you're right.
Come on, dude's a fucking hater. Jair, you're real.
I am not a hater. I'm just,
Speaking of, your guys' best corner, Joe Hayden, retired today.
I know. I almost said R.I.P.
Jordan athlete.
Thank you,
Legendary shoe collection.
Legendary shoe collection.
What else do we got? Kansas City, Indianapolis. Indy, you better clutch the fuck up this week and play a game. You guys look dead as shit.
They're going to get their ass beat by Kansas City.
I think that's what we're all expecting. I like Colts to come out. And
you think that'll be the upset of the week?
Taylor's going to probably rush for 400 this game.
What's the upset of the week, you think?
Huh?
Kind of needs to.
Yeah, you're right. They don't need to.
Are the Rams going to blow out the Cards?
Nah, Rams Cards. That should be a good game.
You think that'll be a good game? Cardinals or the Rams are favored at 3.5 right now.
I like that. Cards after that fluke-ass win, and their defense still hasn't played good once.
Ooh, you know a game I really like? Jacksonville Chargers.
Yeah, me too.
I like that.
That's
I like Jacksonville to low-key.
That's a little sticky game for the Chargers.
The Chargers are favored by 7, and Herbert, as of today, is still day-to-day.
Dude, Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen might be the most underrated pass rush duo in the NFL. They look nice.
Dude, I like that game a lot.
Yeah, watch out, Evan. Chargers
that
game's
going
to be a little sticky this weekend. We might get some
game.
Okay, so that's the thing too. We have to think about this. Our Sunday is going to be crowded. We got the Chargers playing at the same time.
Yeah, the Steelers play Thursday, so we'll be good.
Chargers playing at the same time as the Cardinals, and then we play on Monday. So yeah, it's going to be a Cardinals one TV and Chargers on the other one.
That's perfect. Wait. Oh yeah, because you guys play Monday.
Yeah.
I swear to God, the Dallas Cowboys never play a fucking football game at 10 o'clock,
No,
ever.
we cost too much money, baby. Put us on
Whoever
prime time.
tells me the last time the Cowboys played a game at 10 o'clock, and this will prove if some of you people who tell me you're watching this fucking pod are watching or listening, the first person to tell me last time the Cardinals played or Cowboys played at 10 o'clock, you can be a guest on the pod.
Oh.
Boom. I said it right here, right now.
That's pretty sick. All right.
Yeah. Next.
Chalk it up.
Without Google.
Impossible. Go back and watch every game from the last 20 years.
Yeah. With Google. That's okay. Actually, no. You can't use Google. You got to use Bing.
It's a tall task. I think Bing got discontinued, but fuck. Best games of the week. I definitely like Buffalo, Miami. Should be a sick one. I think intriguing matchup.
Upset of the week.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm saying. Okay,
Upset
give me your best games, and then tell me what game you think's
I'll
gonna be
just
the
run
upset.
through the ones I like. Intriguing wise, I like Kansas City and Indianapolis. I think that could be an upset.
There's a lot to go. There's a lot to digest in that game.
Buffalo, Miami. I think we could see Miami. Miami for sure. I think is going to cover, but I think they could slide out with a win. Intriguing wise, I really like New England, Baltimore.
Okay.
I'm gonna like to see what Bill does to stop a hot Lamar, and let's see if the fucking Patriots can put up any points against a defense that's struggling. That's like what I'm intrigued to see.
Well, because the Patriots are kind of in the same position. I feel like
As the Steelers,
as the
they can't
Steelers,
score,
were like
yeah.
they can't score.
They got to rely on their defense.
And I don't
but
like Mac Jones.
Weirdly enough, a little CJ Uzomah return game. Cincinnati, New York is kind of interesting just with the way that they've been playing.
Very interesting.
The Jets beat the Bengals. We might be saying that those fuckers are dead.
Oh, if the Jets beat the Bengals are dead.
Yeah.
For sure. Joe Burrow did say today that there's nothing to worry about.
Okay.
He basically said RELAX.
Hey, Joe Burrow, he's confident as always. That's what we're saying. We can't count that man out until it's over. Like we said, sticky matchup, Jacksonville, Los Angeles. I think that's a good one to watch.
That's my upset of the week, I think.
All right. He called it.
Either that or actually, you know what? Fuck it. Because I think the Jets could beat Cincinnati because they're a struggling team. I think that's my upset of the week.
Hey, you heard it, Evan. He's coming at your neck. But I honestly think that's a trap game for the Chargers, something that they could be
100%.
definitely looking past. 100%. And Herbert's not 100%.
So he might not even play.
If
he doesn't play, then it won't be as big of an upset, but still.
And their pass rush is coming, man. Walker and Allen are nothing to scoff at. They're pretty nice. I think Los Angeles.
Kirk, 300 yards?
Hey, it could be. Fuck, he could eat. I think Los Angeles, Arizona is a nice matchup, but it's not as illustrious. It's not as illustrious as we thought last year. I think both teams are a little bit less dominant.
I think the Rams will still win, though.
Yeah,
the Cardinals don't play very well at home.
We'll see. It'll be a good one, though. I like that game. Green Bay, Tampa obviously has the storyline. Goat v. Go. What'll be sick. And then I honestly, dude, the Sunday night game's kind of trash, but at least we get to see Jimmy G back in action.
I'm picking the Niners to win that game.
I like Niners, too. I like Niners to at least cover.
Whoa,
I would assume.
They're actually the favorite right now.
Niners?
They're favored by 2. They got -2 right now.
Yeah, 1.5. That's the spread. Damn. Yeah, -1.5. Money line -125. Damn, the public must be thinking that Russ is a fucking big fat phony baloney too, because they are not fucking with my mans. It's either that or fucking Nathaniel Hackett. They really think he's a big old dipshit, but that'll be a good game, I think.
Giants are favored 1.5 right now.
I like that. Give me Cowboys, baby. +1.5. Love that.
Well, Spence, were you gonna say something?
Spence? No. What USC receiver do you like this week? You like Aguilar? You like Amon-Ra St. Brown? Pittman? Who do you like, bro?
I mean, I really like the performance from Pittman in the last few weeks.
Oh,
really been going crazy, but
he plays the Chiefs this week.
It's gonna be a tough game.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a really tough one, but they really have to bounce back. And I mean, they can't go winless through 3 weeks. It's just a bad look for a team that you thought looked pretty dominant last year. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
Is Amon-Ra your victorious USC receiver of the week?
I think Amon-Ra might do really good next week. Or I guess this week.
They play Minnesota, and their secondary is weak.
In Minnesota.
Good point.
Secondary is weak.
You know a guy that you don't give enough love to? That's the up-and-coming guy from USC, Drake London.
Oh, no. I've given so much love
to
Drake London.
Yeah,
he's been munching a little bit. Got his first
70 yards after each the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, he got his first
tutty
last week, too.
Yeah. I loved him a lot at USC. He was just literally probably one of my favorite receivers in recent years.
Yeah, that's some shit that we talked about. There's a lot of USC receivers doing work that you really don't know about. Spence loves to give them the shine. We'll go ahead and shout him out every weekend, whatever Spence likes.
Well,
I'll give you my USC
we will go ahead and shout him out. And with that being said, Thank you, guys.
Hey, shout out the socials, _Sideline Banter, Instagram, Twitter.
You heard it here. You heard it here. Thank you guys for watching. Another great episode. Again, we're on Apple Music.
Shout
officially,
out Spence for putting us
and
on.
Spotify. Shout out Spence. Hit us up at _Sideline Banter. Email inquiries, sidelinebanter1013 @gmail.com. Baby, we need a sponsor.
Let's
go.
Hey,
thanks, guys. Appreciate it, as always. Can't wait for another fucking great weekend NFL football.
Hey, don't forget about Cooper's BBL.
And
GoFundMe.
And the Cowboys. Good night, guys. Good morning.
Peace.
Have a great day.